Hello, and welcome to Chandler in Focus. I'm Councilmember Rene Lopez. Today we'll be talking about the 6th Annual Science Spectacular that will be held on February 18th. My guest today is former Councilmember Rick Heumann, who is a founding member of the Chandler Education Coalition.
Thanks, Rene. As you mentioned, former council member, came off just a few weeks ago after serving 8 years on the City Council. Served on the Planning Commission prior to that for about 7 years. Did a lot of other things for the city. Started the Education Coalition, like you said, about 6-7 years ago now, to really get the business community and the school districts and the city together. So,
thank you, and thank you for your service, your commitment to Chandler, especially on the Education Coalition Forum, which also was the birth child of the Science Spectacular. Really came out of that. Right. So let's talk a little bit about some of the Science Spectacular itself. A lot of companies from around the community, a lot of nonprofits and the schools. So with that, who are some of the members of the Science Spectacular?
Yeah, this started out about 3 or 4 months into pulling the coalition together. Jeremy Babu, who's the state coordinator for the science deal, came to us and talked about this idea, and we said, let's go in. And at the time, we had a 3-day event, and we've now streamlined it into a really amazing 1-day event. It's sponsored by Intel, which has been our lead sponsor now, I think, going on 4 years. Orbital was actually now becoming an additional sponsor this year. So we have a lot of great companies throughout the city, and it was really designed to showcase what the city's all about. You know, we talk about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, and really wanted to be able to use this as almost as an economic development driver, but able to show people who maybe don't get to see the Intels of the world are there, the Orbitals of the world, Microchip, Garmin, lots of other companies that are really involved on the business side of it. And then we have city people there, the police are there, the fire are there. Some years we have the Army there, we've had the Air Force there. We also have a lot of schools there. A lot of high schools come in. So there's the whole component, charter schools, private schools, public schools. It's really designed to not just showcase the businesses, but also showcase some of our really incredible talent that some of our kids have. So wide-ranging event.
So this being the 6th year, what do you envision for this year being different from the others?
This thing has grown kind of on its own in a way. The game plan was never to try and go bells and whistles and go all out at it. The first year we did it, we opened at 8 o'clock in the morning. We felt, wow, it was too cold. And then the second year we were in conjunction with the car show. That's a big deal in downtown Chandler. And then since then we've been on our own. And there's all kinds of stuff going on. I mean, Orbital, it's funny, we were talking about before the show went on, they have a juried process to be there. Last year they had a 30-foot rocket. This year they're going to have a 40-foot rocket. They're scientists. The joke is they are rocket scientists is what they are. They have a juried situation to be in it. And they take about 300 feet up of the event just on their own. So the idea of this event was to always grow it each year, add more companies. There's a competition this year that we're going to be doing, and hopefully that'll roll out for future years as well, to grow the thing. And it's really now a signature event for the state. It's one of the leading events that's publicized by the Arizona SciTech Festival. The Intels of the world, the Garmins of the world, all these different companies. The key as we've grown is that it's got to be hands-on. I talk about it to the people coming in that we've had a couple of people show up with nothing hands-on. They sit there and they wonder. And we have people from the library who do really cool little things. But you'll have companies with events from 10 to 4, and we have companies that'll stay till 5 and 6 o'clock because there's a line. Whether it's Air Products or Garmin, whoever may come. They really love taking care of the kids. And when I say kids, that means 2 to 90. You'll see a lot of people come down and spend 3-4 hours at the event.
Yeah, I've gone with my kids a few times, and they just give us an excuse to play around ourselves with some of the toys that Orbital and Intel brought. It's amazing. Right. So how would you say that it has grown? As you mentioned, over the 6 years, it's grown. Would you say it's exceeded, it's meeting your expectations? How would you say that it's grown?
The first couple of years, you're always nervous. You throw a party and hopefully people come. And we did a lot of advertising, and we really worked with the schools to get people in. And last year's event, I'm always a conservative on numbers. We're thinking there were somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000 people. That's probably low because Orbital gave out over 2,000 passports that they were using, and that's just to the kids. That doesn't include all the parents, the kids who didn't get it. So it's grown nicely, and the idea of it, for a 5-6 hour event on a Saturday with soccer and everything else going on, the goal is to continue to grow it. If we can go to 6,000 to 7,000 this year, because we're adding more events and more people hear about it. And, I've had friends tell me that, they came the year before and their son's supposed to have volleyball practice and he's skipping volleyball practice. Don't tell the coach, because he really wants to be down there, and because of all the great hands-on things. So continue to grow it. It's not, like I said, we don't want to do this. We want that nice, steady growth, and we're adding more companies. The staff that has run this thing, Odette and her crew, do an amazing job. Over my years, without her and her team, this wouldn't happen. We did a video last year that I know is going to get shown here in a little bit that really kind of showcase what's going on. So when people say, hey, what's it all about? And we have companies that say, hey, we heard about it, we'll check it out. And we've been able to show them that video now. And wow, this is really something spectacular. So being Science Saturday Spectacular, yeah.
So over the last few years, you mentioned quite a few of the companies, though, and some of the activities they have. But what is one that kind of stands out as one of your favorites, either company or event or item that that has been one that you've really kind of hung your hat on as a success for the?
You know what? There's so many different ones. We had kids from Bogota, Colombia, South America, come up a few years ago, with some of their projects. We've had kids from Paragon. We've had kids from Hamilton. We've had robotics teams. Like I said, the library had some goofy little shoot-off things. I guess one of the funniest ones we've ever had was about 3 years ago now. Orbital was there, and they had a rocket that was not horizontal, a vertical kind of a situation. And the funny thing was it didn't work during the day. And to watch these guys try to fix it, and they did, to get it to work again, was kind of the fun part of it, watching kids, these guys that are 30 to 60-year-old PhDs really getting into it. So I can't pinpoint one thing, because there's been so many good things. And, from, Chandler Gilbert Community Colleges brings their pole climbing guys that work on electric lines. You got SRP there, you got our police there, our fire there. Our police guys do hands-on CPR and train hundreds and hundreds of people that day. It's really cool to be able to do that. So I can't pinpoint one thing, because there's been a lot of fun stuff, the Intel stuff, the Garmin things they do, Air Products blowing up their little balls that they do and freezing them. And I'm like a little kid when I'm down there, because I'd come down and, not just because it's the event that I've ran, but I stay there the whole day, because it's really cool to watch, and to watch little kids or adults smile and see how excited they are about science, which is what the future is. That was the whole idea of this, really, to get more kids involved in STEM, boys, girls, the whole bit. So.
No, the whole state, I mean, and especially us here in Chandler and the East Valley, making a big concentration, concerted effort to making sure our children are involved. So, and as part of that, I'm really looking forward, and thank you for inviting me onto the Chandler Education Coalition to help keep this moving along. And I know I look forward to working with you as you continue to be involved. Again, thank you for your service with Chandler and everything you do, even beyond. Above and beyond it.
Thank you.
So with a few minutes left, anything else you'd like to add about the Science Spectacular?
I'm excited, number one, to have you come in and help on the council side of it. I'm not going away. I mean, Chandler's been in my blood for too many years, but I am really appreciative that you're able to come in and help with this project. But no, it's all about, to me, it's about the kids. It's about education. Our education system gets bashed in the state, and we're blessed that Chandler has an amazing education system. Not just Chandler, Kyrene, Tempe Union High.
Yeah, the East Valley in
the
general.
East Valley in general has really good schools, and that's part of what we try to showcase to people. And we want to continue that. I think with your leadership, it'll continue to be able to be showcased. The people are excited about it. This competition that we're talking about for next year to really grow, that could be something really that next evolution to grow this thing. And this is just part of the Education Coalition. We started the Birth to 5 initiative. We started a couple of years ago now, that's been rolled out, and all about starting when the kids are born and how to read. And this is just part of the whole process of, tying everybody together in the city. So
yeah, it's one of many activities that we're working on in order to,
Right.
like you said, ensure that we have the kids interested in STEM. And again, it's a partnership, not just the city and the school districts,
Right.
but also the companies that
Right.
are hosted here in Chandler. Very good partnerships to,
Right.
again, that holistic approach.
yeah.
So, well, thank you again. So right now, let's watch a short video that shows a sneak peek of the Science Spectacular.
Today is our Chandler Science Spectacular Saturday. We're part of the Arizona SciTech Festival. We're one of the leading cities for it. We're kind of a signature event. It's all about STEM. It's all about science, educating the kids, having fun from 3 to 90. 4,000 or 5,000 people will be down here today and spending 2, 3, 4 hours just going from event to event and seeing what's going on. You're real close here to the orbital exhibit that's grown over the last 5 years. They're blowing up rockets, doing all kinds of fun different things for activities for kids.
We are a technology company. We launch rockets, and there's a lot of interesting technology that goes into these rockets. This is all about showing the kids what this technology is all about and getting them interested in going into those fields when they pursue their educations. The kids are just in awe over what our volunteers have done here.
Down the street here, we've got another 45 exhibitors doing everything from simulators to robotics. It's just a fun event. Intel's been our key sponsor for the last 3 or 4 years now. A big partner with Chandler throughout the city, doing all kinds of different things with education. They're a big partner with me on our Chandler Education Coalition as well. And that's where this came out of, was our Education Coalition. They're a great partner.
Intel thinks that starting as young as 3 and 4 on computer science is what makes our makers of tomorrow. Intel is connected to the community in education and find it of great importance to educate our kids as early as possible. It's awesome to see the young kids come over and understand that technology is not scary, it's not out of their reach, it's very accessible and something that they can interact with from the very beginning, that it's very natural.
It's great for everybody. It's boys, girls, young, old, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad. It's just grown. It's an exciting event. It stands on its own now. It's really a signature event for the city too. So I'm real excited. Our staff's done an amazing job.
Hello, for those of you just joining us, you're watching Chandler in Focus. I'm Councilmember Rene Lopez, and we're talking about the annual event, the Chandler Science Spectacular. We're now going to talk with a couple of people involved with the event, Odette Moore, Economic Development Research Assistant, and Patricia Oliverio-Lauderdale, the Public Affairs Communications Manager with Intel. So first, let's get a couple of bit about your backgrounds. Odette, let's start with you.
Okay, I have been with the City of Chandler for 16 years. Part of that was in planning and development, and the past 6.5 years with economic development as a research assistant.
Okay.
So Patricia Oliverio-Lauderdale, and I am the Intel Public Affairs Communications Manager, and I actually grew up in Arizona. So like a lot of Intel employees, this community is very close to my heart, and I'm just very excited to be here today.
Well, thank you again. Thank you for coming. So February has been designated for the Exploring Science and Innovations and Inventions. So the Saturday Science Spectacular, this is its 6th year.
Correct.
And Odette, you've been involved in it from the beginning, is it correct?
That is correct.
So can you describe some of the partnerships that we have for the Science Spectacular?
Yes, we have, well, we've been lucky enough to have Intel sponsor the event for the past, it's 5 years of the event. We have worked with companies like Air Products, and obviously the SciTech organization has been a part of it. Councilmember Heumann introduced the event to us 6 years ago, and we were happy to do it, especially when we thought about the awareness with kids and science and STEM education and things of that sort. But it has been great collaborations with a lot of the schools, organizations, and companies alike, and their support of the event has been fabulous in the past 6 years.
Good. And Patricia, so Intel's been involved for a very long time, seeing the benefit on how this has how it benefits the community and the kids. So you can give us some background history on why Intel sees that.
Definitely. So first of all, I have to say that the leadership of the city of Chandler is just phenomenal. If it wasn't for former Councilmember Heumann, who just helped propel this forward, brought it to the local students in Chandler, you know, it's a big part of making this community even stronger. And the reason why we got involved and were on board with this decision, you know, 6 years ago, is that it really brings hands-on learning opportunities to kids. It's really important that you plant that seed of curiosity in STEM disciplines while they're young, so that when they're older, they want to go into fields like that and then hopefully come and work at a place like Intel. And then they also see too that STEM is from the biological sciences to astronomy to car mechanics, it's across the board. And so this is just a great way to get them out there and see that this is a fun thing to do.
And Intel, say, a great partnership, I mean, not just with the city, but you've partnered with a lot of nonprofits, the employees of Intel, not just, of course, you know, financial assistance, but a lot of hours and passion that Intel provides in the Chandler community and the whole East Valley. So we want to thank you also for your commitment to the community that you live, work, and play in with us. So what can some of the attendees of the Science Spectacular expect from the Intel booth this year?
Well, we still will have some of our Makey boards. Last year, you probably remember we had the Makey board with the banana piano. So you can hook up the bananas and play it like a piano, as well as the Play-Doh Pac-Man. So again, the same concept. You can play on Play-Doh, and then that translates up to Pac-Man. And my favorite that we're going to have this year is the Spider Bot, which is a robotic spider. But ours is especially cool because it will be dancing to Bruno Mars' Uptown Funk.
It's not furry, though, I hope. It's not a furry spider.
No.
Good.
But it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Yeah, that sounds exciting. And from the video, for those that were able to see it, you can see the kids laughing along as they're playing the bananas.
Yep.
It was kind of funny. So as this event continues to grow, Odette, what overall can some of the attendees expect to see at the Science Spectacular?
This year we will have the Waymo is bringing one of their self-driving vehicles. We have, you know, Orbital ATK is bringing rockets. And we have a lot of school participations throughout the East Valley and other areas of the valley. And they're doing things, there's from gardening to yoga to hands-on to, so there's a vast array of activities that they have set for the event. And then we have the organizations that are as well doing a lot of events that involve the robotics or you name it. It's just all over the spectrum this year. But we also have the companies as Intel and Orbital already mentioned, Air Products, and many others that have stepped up, and some have been repetitive every year. They've always signed up, and then every year we find new ones that heard about how great the event is, and they also want to be a part of it. So we've had some come and view the event, and then determine from there what they want to do, and they get bigger and better every year.
Yeah, it does. I think you had to grow in the area also, right?
Absolutely.
So over these few years as it's grown and you've seen it, the exhibits, is there anything that particularly stands out to you as one of your favorites or most memorable activities that you've seen?
One of the favorites is the Chandler Gilbert community comes out with the linemen, and they demonstrate what they do as a profession. And so that is pretty interesting for the kids. Love it. Most of them want to take part of that.
A line, to climb the
pole. Yes.
Yeah, my son did that one time.
And we have like Air Products. They come out and they nitrogen demonstrations and things of that sort. Our own city of Chandler Forensic Department has the mock crime scene that they do. So I have all of them are my favorites. I love the kids as well, the students' presentations and their enthusiasm about what they're doing also. But I know former Councilmember Heumann said that it's the kids of all ages, because not only the students, but their company employees who are just as enthused about what they're doing at the event.
Thank you. So it's a family-free event. We've intended this, and it's been designed and again to bring kids, parents out, and to also educate the parents on how important it is to direct kids towards STEM. And Intel is a partner from the beginning. You've seen STEM again as a real good direction. Of course, with Intel, you're very, very heavily invested into STEM products. But why would you say that it's beneficial for you all to be involved in projects like this to reach out to the kids in the community?
Right. Well, we've always been vested in strengthening the technical talent pipeline and also making sure that we have ample amounts of educational opportunities in the community for that, because we do want that future generation of innovators that will come and change the world one day. As well as we want to make sure that we have access to a diverse group of students as well and kids. Our company recently made a goal to have full representation of both females and underrepresented minorities by 2020. And we've invested about $300 million toward that as a company. And so that's very important to us to make sure that not only are we getting kids and students involved now, but ones from diverse backgrounds as well, all over the place, because you want to have that diversity to bring the innovation.
Right, to break through those barriers,
Exactly.
to make sure kids understand, again, no matter walk of life or socioeconomic level, that they can also do
You have
this.
the opportunity,
Yes,
exactly.
that's great. Well, with a few minutes left, anything else you'd like to add, Patricia?
Yeah, just that, Intel is very involved in the community. We have Intel Involved, which is our volunteer program. And just even in 2015, we're still collecting the numbers for 2016, but we had about 4,000 employees dedicate about 150,000 hours to the community. And with the Intel Involved Matching Grant Program, which matches that monetarily, that came out to about $1.2 million back to the community. And we always tell our employees to volunteer where they're passionate about, and education is a big one. So that's why you see programs like Project Lead the Way, which are modules that we help to instruct and teach with the Chandler Unified School District. You'll see PC Pals, where we have our engineers helping to mentor students and teachers also in the community. Hermanas en Si Se Puede, which bring access to Latino and Latina population here. And also Girls Who Code at the Chandler Public Library, where we have in teaching girls to code.
That's been growing popular event at the library too.
Yeah, so.
That's great. Thank you. Odette, anything else you'd like to add? My understanding is there may be something else in conjunction with the Science Spectacular Saturday?
Yes, the kickoff for the Science Saturday event begins on Friday, February 17th. They will have a night of arts and flick where they will be showing the original Ghostbusters movies, and that will be happening in downtown. And so then there's our event, which is on February 18th from 10 to 3.
Okay.
And so any additional information as well can be found on our website, chandleraz.gov/science.
Science. All right. Thank you very much. This concludes our Chandler in Focus for today. I'm Councilmember Rene Lopez, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.